weekend of Formula One racing here on the EGL Extreme Gaming League. I'm Tipsy Bob, and joining me on the mic is my trusty sidekick and my good friend, Dad Bats. Covering all the action today, we're going to be covering everywhere from Monaco, Singapore, Abu Dhabi, and Bahrain, all across the world, all across the country. We have a full grid lined up, some of the best talent around the world. We have plucked them from all corners of the earth to give you some of the greatest racing experience footage you'll ever see in your lifetime. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the EGL. We go once and all. The cars are all lining up on the grid. They're all getting ready. The drivers will be focusing on their first corner. Are they going to take it? What are they going to do? Is it going to go deep? Are they going to go? Who knows? Let's take that. Away we go! DRS is still active, and if Timo wants to get this moved on, he's gonna need to use this DRS zone, because I have a feeling... Oh no, Timo, cancel the first, you're in the traction zone! I tried to mount up another overtake on 23 trademark. This is round 3 quarter. It's off the track! Timo crashed under the pressure once again!
And Timo are oh, it's not pit. Oh no! Oh my god, this so sorry, control myself. So Timo
So what are we gonna do so they can stand at the back together again? Just like Timo likes it.
How many times? Did you see how many times Timo tried to get into the pit?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Yes, we are live once again this week with SLR Tier 3, and we have, by the looks of the pictures coming through on the screens in the studio, a full wet qualifying session. Today with me in the commentary box, I think this is the first time that myself and this gentleman has or will be doing comms together in the booth. Please welcome with me Mr. Bailey Thompson. How are you, sir?
Good. Yeah, a very, very wet four-card circuit. So it'll be interesting to see how the drivers have changed their setups and adapted to these wet conditions. I wonder if any drivers have done any practice. Anyway, we've got a good qualifying session on our hands.
Yeah, as we cross live over to the track, get some good pictures coming through. Wet. It's full wet qualifying. I'm not sure about the race though. Have you got any info regarding the race? Do we have a dry race? What's happening with the race?
I don't think so. I haven't got any info yet. Nothing's been said in the chat. So for all we know, it's going to be a dry race. And Fernicai is the first driver who's going to set his time. He's making his way through the middle sector chicane.
Sorry to interrupt you, Bailey. Is it possible you can get an invite out to Daru, please? He's asking for an invite. He's disconnected from the lobby.
Of course I can.
Yeah, otherwise just ask him in Discord to add you as you are the host. Unfortunately, I cannot help. Sorry, Daru. But yes, the reserves joining us on track today will be Mr. Kebab from Tier 4, Mr. Flesh River from Tier 1. He's gone over to Noasis recently and he has he needs some track time apparently and could do with the practice in Tier 3 as he's not yet up to quite the pace he should be into Tier 1, but should definitely be right up there in Tier 3 today. Another guy joining us, XP, still in the garage, hasn't done a lap yet. Who else do we have? We have, help me out, Bailey. Oh, we have George. Oh, George is off. George is off. He's lost it into the barrier as I switch to him. Yep. So that is another reserve. He is back from the army. He's missed a complete full season from SLR last season, but he has arrived back this week again and is straight back on the track. He is unfortunately on a pad today due to waiting on his new wheel to arrive. It's a bit delayed with this whole corona thing.
Yeah. I'm just trying to get Dara 5G in. An invite has been sent out to him. So George, being our first spinner of the day, motocross setting the fastest time. George limping it back to the pits to be able to...
Yeah, and then of course we have the old man on track back again after his splendid drive in Tier 3 to SRL, taking the win earlier in the week on Tuesday. For those who haven't seen it, he has actually won a race in 2 SRL Tier 3. So yeah, he's got something to prove today in Tier 3. So I would say this tier is a little bit up on the pace than what 2S's Tier 3 is, but we'll see, we'll see. And then of course, who is our last reserve I have missed? I'm just going through it. It's Kebab Inferno.
I don't think...
Flaw.
Well,
oh, Flaw's the one that's not here. For
Flaw's
some
not
reason,
in.
Flaw's not in. Okay. Alright,
Well.
so far it's motocross over the 144.2. And I believe the strat on dry weather for the race, Bailey, from what I've seen during the week, the guys love going for the soft hard. There's also two stoppers on the cars, soft, medium, medium. I wonder, what do you think would be the best or the quickest strat, I would say? I saw Chief closing down on, who was in the lead on Tuesday, I can't even remember, sorry. He nearly, if there was one more lap, Chief would have passed him on track with the hards on a one-stop strategy. So, I'm not sure, but let us know, what do you think?
Well, I think that definitely the majority of these drivers will be on the mediums. I think the softs may be out of the question. They just go off the cliff after about 5 laps, as we saw in Tier 4 yesterday. Definitely Bob was able to catch the soft runners by the end of the stint and actually managed to do the overcut on those guys. Yes. And that ultimately won him the race. So I think we'll see the majority of drivers go on the mediums, and then we'll see some people also going on the hards to be able to do that reverse strategy. But so far in this qualifying session, we've got Motocrosser, who is taking provisional pole position with Futuristic, and Terra. Oh, Terra's just put himself in P3 before I mispronounce the house's name.
Also another guy on pad.
Yeah. Yep, so Terra obviously had some wheel issues. Oh, he can't get his wheel with him. Dragon has put himself into P2, so a good lap by him.
Yep. Also a guy that's been showing some good form lately. He's come up the ranks strongly since he's joined Tier 3. And he's one of the drivers I've always believed in, and that's why he's in Tier 3. So good on him, man. Yeah,
and then in the Williams, someone just jumped themselves up into the grid. It was Ocean Chief. He is put himself into P5. So good luck by him and get himself further up the grid and get the higher starting position.
Chief absolutely loves fronts.
I've heard. Me, I'm not a big fan of Jarrah.
Yeah, same. You're not alone, don't worry. I'm not a big fan of this track. Too many straights, too little corners.
Yeah, oh, XTXB out of the chicane, almost spinning and losing into the wall, similar to what George almost did, but manages to save the car, and that'll be his lap over. So, that's unfortunate for the Mercedes driver trying to set his first lap in the session. No threats improves by 1.3 seconds, but it only moves up by 2 positions.
Yeah,
so,
sorry, carry on.
It looks like the best times are around the low 44s to the high 43 range.
Yeah, I'm on board with George now on his out lap. I'm looking forward to see what he can do. Oh, as he loses it again. He's clearly struggling on this wet tyre today. But as I said earlier, he's also unpaired. It's a very, very difficult situation being unpaired in this weather. Trust me, I know. I've been there for a couple of seasons. Your wheel is definitely the way to go. I never believed it until I went to the wheel, so I can confirm that.
Dragon's just put himself in original pole position by 6 tenths.
Wow.
Over Motocross.
It seems like the track is getting faster.
Yeah, I think that's with any wet track. You do progressively get faster throughout the session. I think that's definitely evident here. A lot of drivers improving on their times.
Yeah. And normally, what they would do in a case like this, they would probably put a couple of laps of fuel within the car and just do a couple of non-stop laps, just to try and get some good lap times out there, and then go for another one pit stop and just go to the end, I guess.
Yeah, the Hammer, who is currently in P5, has set his time on 3-lap-old wets. So there's definitely a lot of fuel in these cars, and as the drivers get more confident, we might see some being taken out. So really nice to see. Yeah, I see those times come down, and Motocross is coming out the pit lane. He's gonna launch his charge at a Dragon this time.
Yeah, pretty wet track still out there. If anybody knows what the weather is gonna do in the race, please let us know. We are curious to know.
Yep, very curious. I think we
What would you do if we get a full wet race as well?
it'll be very entertaining.
I think
The
so.
midfield seem very close to each other. The majority of them might be being in mid to high 44s or low 45s.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be nice to see. No longer. Oh, is that an Alpha Male spun? I'm just getting out of the way. I think he's just getting out of the way. Good to see by the drivers. Just moving out of the way. Darrow retired at the start of the session, and so did Grosjean. I don't know whether they've got FIA qualifying bans. I think Grosjean is in the lead of the championship, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that's correct. Very closely followed by JQR. Actually, not on the championship standings with me. Apologies for that. But I can confirm it's JQR closely behind Grosjean in P2 for the championship standings.
Yeah. It's Motocross on top, sorry. It's Motocross who leads the way. It's 2 points behind Grosjean, and Grosjean and Dragon are on the exact same points. So
Yeah,
this
something
race
like
could
that.
really change the championship order.
Yeah, so we have a 3-way battle for the championship.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's exciting. Unlike Tier 1, where Hugos just runs away with it. Motocross on his lap now, so we'll see how much he's up by or down in the first sector.
7 tenths down,
5.
up already in the first sector. Did I see that correctly? No, 2 tenths. Why? did it
Two
show me
and a half
7?
times. I think that might have been what he would have improved on his last lap. I think that'll be how much he improved on his last lap.
Let's see what it
Yeah.
is.
No, I think we're gonna just barely get to 200 miles an hour, 198 as he comes into the braking zone of turn 8, 9 and 10. Holding it in 3rd gear. I think we'll see some short shifting coming out of 4th and 5th, and only getting on full power when he gets onto that 5th gear, and he's 4 tenths up, so he needs to gain an extra 2 tenths to be able to challenge Dragon, and I think he might be able to get it, losing the rear a bit at turn 10 and coming onto the double apex long right-hander.
Yeah, he nearly lost it there going into the fast right-hander. Very tricky corner, even in the dry it's so easy to lose it, so yeah, well done to him for keeping it straight there. As it comes out through the, is it the 3rd last corner? 2nd last corner now. Early on the brakes, keeps it nice and steady, with a little bit wide. Goes very wide onto the curb, trying to get the nice tight exit. On that exit, you can hear the wheels, but
Run up the line. He's gonna be close, but he has done it. And
wow, what a lap!
Just something to note. As Motocross sets that time, we have 2 drivers in the pit lane who is on the intermediate tires.
Ooh, interesting.
So
they're probably gambling.
yeah, I think.
To be honest, I don't think it's dry enough for Inters.
I think on the onboard camera, I think I think they'll be able to get away with intermediates, but we'll see when they come out the pit lane and see how
Yeah,
much
it's very
grip they
close,
have.
very close.
And we're gonna find out as Keyboard Magnussen on the intermediate tyres comes out of the pit lane. We'll see how much grip he has. Once he begins his lap, we'll try and find someone else who is on his lap. Motocross is invalidated. Futuristic is 2 tenths up on his time through the middle sector. He's going through the final, and he's just trying to get the power on as early as he can without losing the rear. Yellow flags ahead for the Red Bull pulling into the pit lane. The Futuristic rounds the final corner now of this 15 corner circuit. He puts on the power in hot lap mode. No DRS due to the wet conditions. And the run up to the line, it looks like he doesn't improve.
Nope.
So not a good final sector by Futuristic.
I'm very curious to see what the Inters can do. Who's gonna be the first guy over the line on Inters? Let's see, is it
It's going to be
XTXP?
Keyboard.
Keyboard?
It's going to be Keyboard.
Keyboard.
Terra's on a lap in P5. He's coming through the final corner now. But he's there's a Williams off. He had spun, it was dragging on the double right, so showing how hard that corner is. But Terra's going to come across the line.
Oh,
and he
he got
got himself P3. Yeah, but ahead of Futuristic, so good luck by Terra.
You could hear the wheels spinning non-stop on the exit of the last corner. He was just changing up the gears. They were spinning non-stop, I could hear them. Let's see what the Inter guys do.
Keyboard.
Keyboard's now starting his lap.
Yep. So he'll be the first indication to all these drivers, people who are in the pit lane.
George now as well on Inters.
Yeah. So I think Keyboard will be having a few spectators from the pit lane.
It looks a little bit better, to be honest. I must say, it looks like he's finding some grip out there. It's touch and go at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see how much he's up by through the first sector. And I think if you come out right at the end of the session on intermediate and it works, I think you've made a very good call. And he's 3 tenths up.
Ooh.
It's not a huge difference. I think it might have been just a crossover point between the 2 tyres. We don't know whether that's just natural improvement through the track improving, or
the rain does seem to ease a little bit.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you there. The onboard camera shots do look like they have a little less rain on them. He's going to come through the middle sector split, and he is, how far is he up? He's still 3 tenths down. So it's not drastic improvements, but it's something.
Oh, as he goes very wide into that corner. Might have cost him a little bit, couple of tenths.
Yeah, maybe he might be getting a few on the exit though, just with being able to carry the extra speed. Yeah, but his motocross that goes faster on wet. He does a 42.5. Unless we already seen that time. No, I think he just generally went faster there. We have a minute left to go, so ignore the checkered flag. The secretary glitches always do that to us. Keyboard's going to cross the line, and he does improve by 3 tenths.
Yeah, only one position. Let's see what XTXP can do.
He had he's in no ERS, so he might have messed up on his lap. But yeah. Oh, Infernal Coil off at the exit of turn 9, turn 11 or turn 10, I believe. And just before the double right-hander, he's around again. He's spinning.
Just shows how slippery the track is. You can't even get it straight.
Doing some Richard donuts at the Pro Ricard circuit.
In chat, let us know. Are you guys happy with the sound? Are you guys happy with the quality of the stream? Let us know so we can work on any problems. Am I loud enough? Is Bailey loud enough? Am I too soft? Or am I too loud? Let us know.
Yeah, for sure. As a lot of these drivers finish a lot of them invalidating on theirs. So a bit surprising. Kebab is. Kebab's collapsing around and into the wall in the Red Bull. So some of these drivers are starting to push the limits, finding it just a bit too quickly. I think very tricky corner at the exit of the chicane. A bit like George did at the start of the session. It's an exact replica, no front wing, limping it back to the pit lane. So these drivers just trying to push a bit more as are finding the barrier.
Yeah,
As Kebab's teammate Ocean goes into P4.
wow, what a lap! What a lap! Chief loves this track, man. I'm sure we're gonna see him at another podium today. He's on form at the moment. He's back where he belongs. But let's see what he can do today after coming from that win in 2S. That's about pretty much qualifying. That's your results. Thank you, Ice. Quality sound, all good. Thank you.
Nice. Flesh is the last driver on a lap. He is just down about 300, but he's going to try and improve on his time. He wants to be able to get inside the top 10. He comes around the double right-hander now, and I don't know whether this is counted as a 2 apex corner. It depends how you take it. But you want to keep off that inside curve.
Yeah, that is a dangerous curve.
You hit that curve, you're going flying off the circuit.
Process Ocean Podium. Let us know in chat. Let's get chat going. Who do you think is going to win this race? The $1 million question.
Yeah.
I would put my money on JQR today.
I'm gonna go with Motocrosser. I know he's on pole and it's a bit boring. Actually, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna say Terra.
Terra
He's
is
up
also
there.
a good pick. I would say it's between Terra and JQR today. If something happens between the two of them, I think Ocean Chief might be up for it.
Yeah, so it's gonna be pretty interesting. But that is our grid Motocrosser on pole position for the French Grand Prix. Dragon just behind though, at 10th and a half. He's gonna be on Motocrosser's heels throughout the race. We got Terra P3, Ocean in P4, Futuristic P5, Dahama P6, Kebab P7, Curious P8, Keyboard P9, XTXP rounds out the top 10. Then outside we got Flesh, Beaumont, No Threats, Inferno Koi, George, Rados, Darrow and Grosjeans. Darrow and Grosjeans not setting a time.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Flesh can do today in Tier 3 with that no assist being turned off. Still looking to find some more and more pace, but he's getting better every week. I've seen him picking up. But let's see what the race is doing. It seems like it's dry by the pictures coming through.
Yeah, it's dry, but it's looking very cloudy, so...
Oh, are we expecting rain during the middle of the race? Interesting.
We might. It would definitely throw a curveball at the drivers.
If there should be rain in the middle or 3/4 down the race, I would say go for pick the hards and go all the way till the rain comes. It's possible. We've seen it.
Darrow's disconnected, so I have just invited him back.
Alrighty, thank you.
He can join back and be able to start the race with us.
Tile Chase Dragon, JQR, he's agreeing with me.
Yep.
Shaka, good evening on chat, sir. Welcome. It's a privilege to have you on chat.
Yeah. Oh, every single driver on the medium compound tires, so there is no diversity in strategy unless there's an unscheduled stop. So these drivers really committing to their strategy, which is great to see. And there's going to be no unorthodox order. It's going to be pretty straightforward when it comes to the pit window, as long as there's no collisions. So they get the formation lap underway. Taking a drink before the action begins. I'm just gonna invite Darrow again, and hopefully he can join back. Grosjean's one of the closer competitors, and there we go, Darrow is back in the session. Grosjean starting P18 as one of the championship rivals, one of the championship contenders. So last on the grid, so he's got some work to do if he wants to be able to
I think
get some points.
With the last race, I think it was Canada as well, that he was pretty much right at the back of the grid and he came up all the way to about P5 or 4 if I can remember. So he's used to being at the back on quali and then come through the back. He can do it, he's shown it can be done. So yeah, another guy to be looking out for. championship is up for grabs, and it's very close between 3 guys. Jakey or Motocrosser and Roshan.
Yeah, so Jaguar, Jaguar? That's Dragon's new name. Jaguar.
Yeah, as we get some smoke from the Red Bull, is there a problem with the Ocean's car? He's probably talking to the crew chiefs now at the moment, figuring out which mode to be in. But I forgot, there's no more modes. You have to stick to the mode that you qualified in. Let's see if that Red Bull is going like it should be going, like a Boeing. That's the Ocean Chief driving like he should.
Yeah, as the drivers lining up on the grid now. The Renault going into its pole position stop. It should be an easy one stop here.
I'll leave this to you, Bailey.
Okay, but
I'll try and catch the front.
Yeah,
Nice camera. There we go.
as they all line up ready to start the French Grand Prix. Can we get a good camera angle game? As it is not quite lights out just yet. I usually go off the revs that the drivers are doing as the leader builds up the revs and it's lights out, and away we go. Looks like a decent start by Dragon. He pulls alongside the Renault of Motocrosser. No injuries so far in the race as they come down into turn 1 for the first time. It's Motocrosser that leads from Dragon to Terra, Futuristic and Ocean. There's some carnage in the background. We got a yellow in sector 1. We have a virtual safety car. Rados is off to the barrier before he's made it to the first corner.
Yeah, it looked pretty clean down the first corner. Something happened far at the back that I couldn't get on camera, but I was focusing in the middle back, as that's where all the action normally is. But yeah. Oh, is there two cars bumping into each other in front of Chief? What's happening here?
Darrow is car's just glitching a bit.
This Alpha just looks very aggressive on track.
So Motocrosser holds the lead. Ocean losing 2 positions on the start, so not what he would have wanted.
Yeah, but
as we go racing. We go racing once again. Here at Paul Ricard, and we might have a collision near the back. It's Kebab, and I don't know who else that was. There was a few drivers with front wing damage, and they all get past Dario's car. Yeah, so Kebab had a few
anything as Radio's trying to, in front of her, trying to make a move on Flash River down the inside. Is that team orders by the looks of it? One Tory leading the other Tory through. But back to the front, it's Janky was still very close to the gearbox of Motocrosser.
It's very good in the midfield where the ghosted Alfa Romeo is. Ocean Chief's fallen 6 positions on the first lap. So it's not what we would have expected from him. K-Bon Magnussen pits, Ocean pits. So there has been some casualties on lap 1.
Yeah, definitely. As no switches looking, sorry, Joel Bailey's correction. As no switches very close to the back of XTXP going into turn 1, trying to make a move, but decides to back out and wait for the back straight. It seems like it's lost a little bit of time on XTXP now.
Yeah, it does. 1.9 seconds, or 2 seconds no threat. 5 tenths behind. The lead gap is about 4 tenths, and is there going to be a move? Dragon is looking in that slipstream. He's got no overtaker mode enabled, so I don't think he's going to go for it. He doesn't. He just sticks behind him. What about further back? Are we going to see any moves in terms of position? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah. So Jake, you're looking very racy today with Motocrosser. We all know Motocrosser is a fast boy. It takes a lot to be holding on to the back of him. He can be really fast. But it looks pretty clean and close to the front of the top 3. It's Terra right up there with him as well. Terra starting to catch up to the 2 of them.
Yeah, so it looks like the groups that are mainly forming now is the top 3 for the lead, and Futuristic to Hammer for that 4th position slot. Curious is kind of just on his own in that Haas. 2 seconds going either way really, and XCXP no threats having their little battle, and then the rest of the midfield. That's about all the battles that we have.
Pretty much between the top 3 at the moment, really. I don't see anything other but the top 3 being very close to each other.
Yeah. Let's hope. Will these drivers be able to make clean moves on each other? From the first lap, we've seen a few casualties. 5 drivers in the pits. That's very similar to the tier 4 count that we had yesterday. I'm pretty sure it's actually it's not the same. 5 drivers in.
I think we're going to see some rain.
enabled.
If I look toward the guys that split it already on the first lap, they're going to hards. There must be rain coming then that we're not aware of. I mean, if I look at the weather, it looks very, very cloudy at the moment. Ice, can you give us some feedback on the weather situation, please? I'm sure you're in chat with the Ocean Trip. Let us know what the weather's going to do.
Yeah, I think. Sometimes I don't really like knowing when it's gonna rain. It kind of adds to the mystery of the race, you know, the unpredictability. It's Formula 1, and Icewind does tell us that it is dry all race, so there's no threat of rain, and no threats really on the back of XCXP as Curious runs wide into the double right-hander, so that's going to allow XCXP to close up to the back of him. And yeah, that might become a 3-way battle if Curious doesn't fall into that DRS. And I think he is safe, and now he's not. So this is now a 3-way battle for P6 instead of a 2-way battle for P7. Motocross is setting the fastest lap of the race, trying to extend its gap on the Dragon. A 33.1 he sets. And XCXP, someone who came P5 yesterday. He'll be wanting to build on that in Tier 3. Obviously, Tier 3 is a bit of a step up. As you go further up, the drivers progressively get faster. Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a move for the lead. 9/10 is the gap between all of them. I think the most likely we're going to see is a 1 for maybe P6
yeah,
or P7.
I think what we can see happening, or busy starting to be happening here, is the fact that Jake is going to lose out on DRS on motocross.
He's gone for a movement contact! XCXP runs into the back of Curious as Curious kind of picked the line that he wanted to go. It looked like Curious wanted to go for the inside and then switch back onto the racing line. And this is going to allow Northrex to maybe have a go. XCXP has wing damage, so it would be wise to try and get ahead of him in Sector 3, and it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do it. He might be able to, though, as the turn-in on that Mercedes will be very compromised due to that wing damage.
Yeah, no, so it's looking very racing. The Ferrari is all over the back of XTXP, but I wonder if Korea's who's got the damage here. That's the big question. Let's see if I can pick up on the.
It's XTXP who has the damage on the
I saw wings flying off.
He decides to stay out though, so he must feel like he's able to continue with it. So he's keeping with him, not DRS.
Yeah, he's missing a front left in plate on that map.
Yeah. No other wing damage from that group.
Unfortunate. But I was gonna say is what JKR should be careful for is the fact that he mustn't lose out on the DRS for motocrosser, because if he will, Terror is right in his shadows behind him, and he will take full advantage of the fact that he's not getting DRS from motocrosser, and he will go for the opportunity to pass.
Kibo Magnusson has retired in the pit lane.
Ooh.
So he must have got picked up some more front wing damage and realised that maybe race over. Or he's had a collision with Kebab, who also pulls into the pit lane, but Kebab has not retired. And we know there is a chance of a safety car. We didn't get one yesterday. We got I think 3 VSCs, but not a full course. We might see one today. We might not.
Yeah, as JKR is now closer to motocrosser for the lead. Terror falling off slightly, but he's still right there, still in DRS. He should try and hold to the DRS as long as he can.
Yeah, 4 times. So that was about to break the DRS, and Dragon must have done a pretty good couple sectors, and he's pulled that back in. So Dragon's going to be looking to get the lead from the lead of the race.
Terror with the fastest lap. Here we go. Terror's putting the hammer down. It's hammer time, Terror. Let's go.
So yeah, the top 3 not messing around. They're gonna battle for these positions. I feel like it's gonna be a move between Northrex and XTXP, though that gap is very close. He's gonna go up the inside at turn 1, and there's a bit of a lockup by XTXP, who manages to outbrake the Ferrari, but the Ferrari's got a much better exit coming down in turn 3. Is there gonna be a move there? Isn't. Northrex runs wide.
Yeah, some good racing between the two. XTXP is still hanging on nicely to the back of Giannis Koreas with a damaged wing though. And Northrex should definitely be looking to make a move now down this long straight. That's just the problem. XTXP's got DRS from Giannis Correa's in front of him. Oh, what is that about? What is that about?
Spring reason has cost the Haas driver many positions. So that is how bad this game is. Good screen greases.
What the hell was that?
That's such a shame for the Haas driver. He's lost 4 positions, something out of his control. The 2 Ferraris who looked like they were going to battle into turn 10. Thankfully they don't. Otherwise that might have ended badly.
Yes. Will we see some team orders?
I don't think so. Grosjean's has gained 10 positions, so
exactly.
it's pretty
Like I
impressive.
said in the start of the race, he's familiar with starting at the back, coming through the field lately, and he's done a good job so far. And he's already up in P8 with XTXP finally deciding to put for that wing.
Gross is gonna go for it. Grosjean's gonna go for it on no threats. His teammate, he gets that move done before even coming close to the braking zone. Someone.
2
people that are close but have been very quietly close together is Dahama and Futuristic. They've been pretty close to each other for a few laps now, and this might be a move for P4 if the gap keeps closing. It's not. And the lead stays the same as is the positions for P4, and the positions for P6 looks like they're going to stay relatively exactly the same.
Yeah, let's see what's happening up in front. As we have Hammer now all over the back of Futuristic in P4. Hammer's got some good pace on this track, I must be honest. I haven't seen him doing this well yet in Tier 3. He's really running well out there, so must have put in a lot of practice for the last week.
Yeah, well, it's nice to
looking
see.
really strong.
Yeah, he started at P6, so yeah, he definitely started far into the points, and in P5, challenging for one position off the podium.
As he's going for the move on Futuristic down to turn 1. Will he make it stick? He's gone cleanly past him down into turn 1. Look at the smoke coming from the back of those 2 cars. Cars must be running very hot in this stage of the race. Only 8 laps in it though, not even halfway. Not sure if you guys can see on stream the smoke coming back, or the fumes from the gearboxes, but I can. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Look at that.
I can see it on the stream. It's
I
not on
haven't
my
seen
screen.
this before.
though.
Wow. I wonder if they've added that or something.
I never noticed that before. I can only
Just
see it on the
something to
stream.
talk about, I guess.
And yeah, Dario in chat, obviously someone who I invited many times. He joined and he couldn't get back in, so he said at least he served his quality ban.
Yeah, him and Grosjean had the qualifying bans. We forgot to actually mention that earlier. The 2 of them had qualifying bans as part of their penalties for the previous races. So, but the championship leader or previous championship leader does not let him being set back by qualifying ban. He's already up into P6.
Yeah, so he's on some serious damage control. He's gained 12 positions. It's like excellent work by the Ferrari driver, but he's not really pulling away from his teammate, which I don't think would be particularly part of his plan.
Yeah, he's also not catching Futuristic. He was 8.2 behind him when he passed his teammate, and he's now 9.1. So he's not catching up to Futuristic as well. So he'll probably hang around there and wait for better days. Sorry. But meanwhile, the top 3 is still running within a second from each other, just over a second.
Yeah, so top 3 is looking good. It's curious. Oh, Bowman almost spinning off. Manages to save it on the exit of turn 2. So a good save by the Alfa Romeo. It looks to stay pretty much the same in the top 3. Dragon is getting closer and closer every lap, but not going for a move just yet. Futuristic and the Hammer, they are still close together, but no moves coming from that on this stage. And no moves for P6, 7, 8, or 9. Austin 21 seconds behind George. George on his second return. Obviously his race yesterday didn't end well. He couldn't even start it. In fact, with the disconnects, but I would count this as his first proper race back to league racing, and he's doing pretty well in P10. And Curious is 4/10 behind Bowman, so that is getting closer together. But the top three are much closer than what they've been on previous laps.
Yeah.
So I think
Jake, you are very close to the back of Motocross. Are we going to see a pass for the lead down the back straight? I think if he can manage to keep it really close to the back of him, he should be able to go for the pass.
Yeah, if he stays this close, the pass will definitely be on. But he's took a bit of a different line on Motocross. On Motocross are going for more of an exit line, and Dragon went for more apex speed, and we can see how that how those different lines affected the drivers. And Motocross have got a much better exit, gaining about 3/10 on the Williams car.
But just great to see three guys right up there battling for the lead. Not one of them running away from the other. They all just hanging in right there. So it's still so close.
Yeah.
I think we're looking at the winner from between the three of these. Motocross been doing a great job with the run. I'm going to say managing the pace of this race.
Yeah, so getting.
Dora and Fletcher just past each other.
I don't know. Well, anyway, I think we're getting close to pit stop territory. Now as we move closer to this race, we are now on to lap 11. 10 lap olds mediums, they're obviously wearing away now, and Dragon is closer to Motocross once again. So it seems like that's where Dragon excels at, especially through the first sector. That's where he gains on the Renault driver. So he really needs to keep that through this little section, and make sure you can get a good run. It's a better run this time. He's following Motocross's lines, and Curious picks up another 3-second time penalty. The DRS is open. Overtaken's not enabled though. I think if there was overtake enabled, there might have been a move for the lead, but Dragon decides not to use it.
Yeah, I think he's happy sitting behind him, charging his batteries.
Behind Futuristic, gets behind Hammer.
Ooh.
So, nice play Futuristic. Sorry about that, Wimpy, I cut you off.
No. We get some action going around, starting to happen. Top 3 still. I think Jake is just managing his ERS, his battery. He's happy to be sitting where he is at the moment. Any penalties for top 2? Iceman's asking.
Oh, Dragon Pits.
Not that we've seen so far. I don't think so. Bailey will confirm on that. As Motocrosser is not.
Dragon.
What happened there? Oh, it's Dragon going up. I was thinking what happened there.
Yep.
So, Dragon going for the undercut then. Now Terror is all over the back of the leader Motocross. He's going to try and get closer and closer to him. This is his opportunity. Try and get closer to the leader and eliminate P2, which is JQR. And try and go for that P1.
Dragon has one warning. Motocrosser with none and Terror with none.
Wow.
So,
that is
very
impressive.
clean up at the front.
Terror trying very hard to stay into the DRS zone. He's using overtake. Yes, he is. He has to use. He only used a slight burst, but he desperately needs to try and hang on to the back of Motocross. I think he's already tried or gained a lot on JQ, he should be. Oh, it's Motocross and nearly loses the rear at the exit of the chicane. Are we seeing the tires falling off the cliff? Is this going to be the pit stop time, the ultimate time for them to stop?
I think it will be. I think just to protect themselves from the undercut that is of Dragon, JQL, and yeah, I think it's definitely the way to go for these drivers right now. Unless they feel like
seems to be the better strategy.
Are we going to see them pit?
Motocross in the pits.
Motocross runs really wide though, coming
He's gone
into
into
it.
the pits, yeah.
But Terra stays out. I'll be on board of Dragon, seeing where he will come out relative to
As we have
the Ram
Futuristic
side.
and Hammer in the pits. All of them going for the ultimate peak pit stop time to allow the maximum amount of laps working for the hards. Should obviously be a one-stopper from here on. We have a new leader in the race, which is Mr. Terry Incognito, two-time EGL winner
Dragon's
and
jumped.
champion.
Dragon's got 2-second gap on Motocrosser. So
Wow.
what a lot by Dragon.
That is
To
a
get himself
massive,
out of the car.
massive overcut. Or undercut rather, sorry. Which means we are looking at the new leader, JQR, the NIT P1. So Terra needs to put as soon as he can. The undercut is much more powerful than the overcut.
Yeah, those hard tyres being very good compared to the old mediums, unless Terra feels like he's got a good lap under his belt and be able to close
Terra
out.
should definitely be putting this lap, he has to. If he's going to stay on
Yep.
another lap, he's going to be way off these two guys. He has to put now.
Yeah, I'm worried about Ocean Chief, who was involved in that in that lap 1 drama with all the front wings flying. He's on 11 lap old mediums.
As
So
Terra
he'll
goes
have-
really wide
yeah.
on the entrance of the pit lane as well. But let's see where is he going to come out. This is going to be really interesting, man, to see. I reckon JQR will definitely be taking the lead. But the question is, will it be Motocross P2 or will it be Terra? I think we will see Motocross back P2, as Terra lost a lot of time on that 1 lap extra is done. As JQR comes down the main straight, where is Terra? Is he coming? He's actually exiting the pits now. JQR going over the line. Yeah, JQR's got a...
Oh! Motocrosser missed his shift, and that could have cost him, and it has.
Just one shift cost him P2. Wow.
So he accidentally shifted down into sixth gear instead of shifting up into 8th. So that was unfortunate.
Well, it's looking currently very good for the man I voted for.
Yeah.
He just needs to keep it clean and head down, keep the concentration like he's done the whole race so far, and he will take it to the chicken flag. But it's still a long race as the sun is starting to coming through the clouds, Bailey. So it's definitely dry for the rest.
Yeah, which is great to see. And I think we are.
Icewind is spamming the chat. We already checked JQR's penalties. He's only got 1 warning, if I can remember. Motocross has got none and Terra's got none. So it's, as you see on screen, that is your net positions. No penalties involved.
Okay, so let us see.
As Radios gets a 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. Keep it on the track, bro. Any other action going on? Let's see.
We still have that battle for P6. Curious has got himself back to behind Grossings, and XTXP is behind them, so not far away from these guys. So that's it's good to see for these drivers.
Yeah, Giannis Korea is a little bit too far from the back of Grosjean. But the other Ferrari is now all over the back of Giannis Korea. So Giannis Korea is kind of sandwiched between the two Ferraris. He's going to be very careful to what he's doing here. The two Ferraris will be working together. As Flash River gets a 3-second penalty.
Yeah, flashed down in P15. I caught up in the first lap collisions, and that's kind of thrown his race into disarray. Further down the grid, it's very quiet there. There's not really anyone close. It's mainly just these 6, and then there's these 4, sorry. And then there's Motocrosser and Terra.
Chief has gone for the hard option. I wonder why is that? Doesn't he have a set of mediums left?
Maybe not if he's done medium. He
Oh,
started
but
on
the thing is, the
medium.
mediums can only do about a maximum of 12 to 13 laps before they completely fall off. So you've probably just played the safer game. He's happy on the hards.
Yeah.
All right.
I think motocrossers are really closing in on Terra.
Yeah,
as
he's really
we,
close to him now. Jake, you are pulling off in the lead. So it's looking really good for Jake. He needs to just keep it together. Focus, concentrate, shut up and drive, like Mr. Icewind always say.
Yeah, I think that's what he definitely needs to do right now. The Hammer is still on the back of 3
Ooh,
so
no
this
threats
battle's
gets to
still
3
going.
seconds, sorry Bailey. 3 seconds from before no threats.
Okay, so might be good news for Bowman and XTXP, who are the 2 drivers behind him. And maybe George, if George can close up. But other than that, that seems to be about it. Motocrosser not being able to get past Tara at this stage in the race.
Yeah, as Motocrosser still looking for a way past Terra, but it's not easy. We've seen Terra, Jake, you are following Motocrosser for nearly half of the race. Couldn't manage a way past. It's not easy as everybody's probably running a little bit lower wings. Yeah, it's long straights. See what he can do down the main straight. If he can get close enough, good exit on the last corner. But Terra kind of also were a little bit closer on the apex than Motocrosser, so that kind of helped him a little bit. But look how quickly he closes down on the back of Terra.
Yeah, my DRS is very, very OP. Yeah, wasn't even using overtake as Motocrosser, so it shows how powerful it is. And, I think these two are the main battle to watch, as I think there's no other real candidates to play, and it's for the top end points positions with one championship rival. Well, the championship contender. So, is Motocrosser going to be able to do this again? He's got the DRS open, overtake enabled, and he's really closing. He's closing on the back of Terra. Is he going to be able to go for a move up the inside? No. Stays P3.
Motocross looking really, really solid on this track. Hasn't made any mistakes as far as I can remember. Just a one slight traction. They lost on the rear, but that was it.
Oh, no threats on Curious and the Haas, and it doesn't look like there was going to be anything. It doesn't look like it's going to amount to anything on this occasion. These two still very close together though. As they come through turn 10. No lifting obviously in the dry.
Oh, the gearbox nearly fell out of that Ferrari the way he downshifted. Ooh, it's very high into the gears. If that was a real car,
Oh, we
it
have
would
a
have been done.
special safety car. George has retired from the session.
George. Poor old George.
What has happened? It looks like he's lost it and hit the barrier, so I don't know. He's in a very weird part of the track where you can't really see what has happened.
Yeah.
So anyway, George has retired from the session and we have a virtual safety car. So not a full course safety car just yet. As Curious has a 3-second time penalty under the safety car. That's in turn 1 and 2. No Threat is really raring to go and go for this move on Curious. And if he stayed on the throttle just a bit longer, he would have got it. XTXP on Bowman, them two are battling away for P9 as we switch to a different camera, and Bowman and XTXP battling away, and XTXP gets the move done. So good move by XTXP. Will Bowman come back though with DRS and overtake? He's going to come back at him from the inside, but XTXP breaks a lot later than Bowman and keeps that position.
Good racing between the guys, nice and fair. Gave each of them enough space. But yeah, he's fallen off the back a little bit. If we can get a safety car now, this would make the race so much more interesting.
Yeah, really spice it up. with all the drivers close. So Motocrosser has full ERS to use, but he did at the start of the straight.
He's all over the back of Terra. He's just waiting for the right opportunity. He's putting a lot of pressure on Terra, hoping he would make a mistake. But at the moment he's playing a patient game with Terra. He's got a lot of ERS. His battery is almost full. So he can pass him if he wants. But I reckon he's waiting for the right opportunity. He's just hanging in there and waiting for the last couple of laps.
As the Hammer gets the penalty. Motocrosser is one warning away from the penalty.
Terra is on 60% battery as Motocross is now using all of his battery power to try and get past Terra. He's going to go for the move on the inside. He's going to go for the P2 and he's into P2. Going for the move on the chicane. He's still, he's managed to get past Terra, so he's now into P2. Good clean racing and fair.
Yeah, so Motocrosser taking that position, so now he's going to try and close down on the Williams of Dragon. Both Motocrosser and Dragon one warning away from getting 1 3-second time penalty. And you can see how much Dragon, how much Motocrosser is pushing to be able to catch up to that Williams.
Yeah, that is that pass is certainly worthy of a top 5 moment. Joel, if you're listening, bro, they just gave you something to work with. It was a good pass for P2. I thought for a moment Terra would come back at him there in the chicane, but I think Terra is just playing the patient game, charging his battery behind and trying to get ready for an onslaught towards the end of the race.
Yeah, and he might try and use Motocrosser to maybe gain on the Williams.
That's also possible.
Which might be a smart move from the Mercedes. So that midfield battle that we saw before is kind of split up now. It's just Grosjean and Curious that are close together.
And 2 Ferraris. Emmer is, by the looks of it, still hanging on nicely to the back of Futuristic. These two have also been running together almost the whole race through.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it's the Hammer.
He's now really close to the back of Futuristic. He's going to launch an attack. He's got only 22% battery. He's definitely not got enough to get past him. But how much does Futuristic have? Oh, 82%. He's just cruising in front of Hammer. He's playing the waiting game. He's making Hammer use all of his battery, and then he just puts the foot in the hook and get away.
Hammer has a penalty as well, so that'll be why he's been trying to get past him. As Radar's moved out of the way for 2nd and 3rd.
Oh, we have a sector 3 yellow flag. What happened? Let's see if we can pick up.
I think it was just the Williams. I think it was just moving out the way for the Motocrosser and Terra.
I thought for a moment one of the leaders went off as they were the only guys going into sector 3 that time.
Yeah.
But it seems like Jaguar is maintaining the gap nicely in front. It's staying at around about 4.2 seconds. Let's keep an eye on the gap. With only 6 laps to go to the end of this race, I don't think it's enough laps left for Motocrosser to catch Jaguar. Jaguar has been doing a great job, and I'm surely would give my vote for driver of the day to, at this moment in time, to Jaguar. I don't know about you guys in chat. Let us know, Bailey. How do you feel? What do you think is your driver of the day so far?
I don't know. I think I will have to wait till the end of the race. Obviously, there's still some laps to go, and anything can happen. And Triton and
oh yes,
Milos cheering on Terra.
Hey, welcome Triton on chat. It's been a while since I've seen you on chat, man. Welcome. Good to see you live in EGL.
Milos saying driver of the day Terra because it's Terra.
Terra's also been driving a great race so far. He's qualified P3, still hanging in, right in there with the leaders.
Yeah. So he's definitely shown some good pace.
There's Milos Mateka. Welcome, sir, on chat. Good to see the two S boys hanging out for a while.
Everyone wants to hear your beautiful voice, one thing.
Probably. You don't know. If it was Tipsy that showed up, I would have believed it, but I don't know. Anyway.
So the only real people who are close now is Terra and Motocrosser, and Dahama and Futuristic. Everyone else is sort of spread out. And yeah, I think that's about it really. I don't think Terra's really trying to go for a move on Motocrosser, as overtake is not enabled for the Mercedes driver. And I think like I said, I think he might just be trying to use Motocrosser to get the Dragon, and Motocrosser's not really able. The Hummer just can't find a way past the McLaren driver.
Yeah, I've been watching this battle for a while now. Terra is also just hanging on to the back of Motocrosser. Terra's got 60% battery, where Motocrosser's got about 45%. So it's pretty even between the two, a little bit different. But we'll see if Terra's going to be launching an attack in the last couple of laps. It's possible.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think that's Curious's 4th penalty, so Curious has got 12 seconds of penalties, so it's not looking good for the Haas driver if he wants to score some points around where he is right now. And yeah, Terra, Triton saying Mode Lion, you can use Mode Lion for Terra, so...
if I was sitting in a Ferrari, I would tell you that mode does not exist.
It might exist in the Mercedes.
That mode does not exist. Not in the Ferrari. My Ferrari not getting anywhere at the moment in Tier 2. I need to speak to be not to. Need to find a new team manager, man.
Yep, Terra. Oh, it's still not going for that move. And yeah, he's just biding his time. I think Motocrosser went through and he didn't really fight it, so I think he definitely knows what he's doing in this case. And
yeah,
I
these
think
guys are running a great race so far. So solid, flawless, pretty much flawless. Haven't seen mistakes from any of them. Especially Terra has been driving a great race. Even JQR, man, I mean, wow, what a drive from him so far.
Yeah, 4.6 seconds to gap between him and Motocrosser. Yeah, really good drive.
That one lap earlier pit stop, the undercut worked so well in the favor of JQR. That one lap earlier undercut has put JQR in the lead by about 2 seconds, and he has gone into clean air and just driven away from them. Otherwise, he would have still probably been stuck with these two in the DRS train. Oh, Terra makes his first mistake of the race, trying to push very hard.
Bowman's off. There's an Alfa Romeo off. Bowman had spun in the final sector. And
do you have any damage?
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
No, I think it was a harmless spin. So maybe the Alfa Romeo. Terra making his first mistake is really going to cost him. I think he might need to use some overtake and wants to keep within that DRS, and he decides not to. He's 7 tenths, 8 tenths behind. He wants to keep that gap as close as possible. I think that might be a move. P8 though, XDXP and no frets. They're down to within 5 tenths, and I think that definitely will be a move here. DRS open, we know how powerful that is, as well as the slipstream. It's going to be an outside move for XDXP, but it's going to be ahead before the braking zone.
Yeah, so as I probably feel a little bit guilty for jinxing that on Terra. As I said that they were driving a flawless race, Terra made the mistake. Why is the commentator's curse so powerful, man?
I don't think I've actually ever commentator's cursed anyone yet, so...
Terra just happens to catch up so easily to the back of Motocrosser every time. He falls a little bit off, and then it's just a bit of 3/4 of a lap, and it's right up there again. In the DRS is 5 tenths off, but 2 laps to go. Easy gonna launch and attack. Oh, interesting fact. So. Interesting fact, Bailey. Motocross has only got 40% battery left.
Oh, okay. So that's a lot less battery than I thought.
Oh, but no, he's gonna get DRS from Daru.
Oh, there's a Red Bull around. It's Kebab, and the same place that Bowman was.
Yeah, as
So-
a motocrosser gets DRS from Daru, how unlucky is that for Terra? Terra would have definitely be able to try and launch an attack down the straight now, but Daru came into big player, being lapped, giving motocrosser that much needed DRS to defend off Terra.
Yeah, so very lucky for Motocrosser for that being able to surface.
Yeah, and we still have a nice battle going on for P5 and 4 as well. Hammer still all over the back of Futuristic, where he's been the whole damn race. So very good drive from Hammer as well. Definitely right up there for contention for drive of the day.
Yeah.
So is Grosjean, well, once again from the back of the grid, he's in P6.
So yeah, it's a great drive by Grosjean as well. I think that's 12 positions gained.
Oh,
Unfortunately, didn't gain any
fastest
more
lap by
track here.
JQR. JQR just set the fastest lap of 1:31. Wow. Where did that come from?
Was
He just did a Hamilton?
I think he just saved the moment.
Yeah.
He got it. I think
Yeah.
that's all.
But look at Terra. Terra is now all over the back of motocross. Are we going to see Terra launching an attack down this back straight, or is he going to keep it back for the very last lap of the race? Because if he does go for the move now on motocrosser will be coming back at him on the last lap. But Terra needs to be closer than what he is at the moment on the last lap. He's going to go for it. Got a very, very powerful slipstream on him, but motocrosser goes slightly defensive as Terra decides to stay
That
on to the
might-
racing line.
That might ruin Motocross's exit, but Terra doesn't get a great one, so it doesn't look like that anything's going to surface on this lap. So we're going to have to wait till next lap. Let's hope Terra can stay within very close range to the Renault driver, and we might see a last lap move for P2.
Yeah, Terra, all Terra needs to do now is stay very closely to the back of motocrosser to launch an attack down that long back straight and make sure motocrosser doesn't come back at him. Are we going to see a last minute spectacular move for P2? I think motocrosser is warning away from a warning, right?
From a penalty, yes, he's one.
I mean from a penalty correction. As Terra now is going to try and stick very, very closely. You won't go for the move now. It will be silly if he goes for it now.
Penalty.
Ooh, but he's got 5.7 second lead, so he should be okay.
Well, yeah. If he makes a mistake, though, could really change the way it plays out for him. But I think the main focus is on this little battle. Terra gets the penalty. No!
Terra will be kicking himself. Oh, that has just probably cost him P2.
That is not what Terra needed.
Oh my
I think,
word.
yeah, like you said, he will be kicking himself about that. And yeah, he doesn't put it in overtake, he doesn't use it, he knows he's not going to be able to get that. It's such a shame for him. He drove flawless all race and then just got that penalty. Further back, there's not really 95 XGXP is way too far back to be able to make
Sorry,
it
buddy, I
really-
had to interrupt you, but Terra's trying to go for a move around the
Oh,
outside
on the
of motocrosser.
outside!
What a move, but Terra's going to make it stick. This would be
Oh,
spectacular.
It's gonna
Terra
come for it
pushing-
again on the outside!
Wow, this is brilliant stuff. This is brilliant stuff. He's still putting up a show. Although he's got a 3-second penalty, he wants to go around the outside of motocross. He's going to make it stick. No, he's not.
Terra's showing why he's a league racer with these fantastic moves, and this could be a photo finish. The room to the line, the DRS is open, Terra moves over, and if William Connor...
Wow. What a
Oh,
finish. But JQR takes the
what a
win
line.
in France. What a spectacular ending to this race. Brilliantly done by JQR, qualifying P2, taking the win from motocrosser with that brilliant undercut on lap 11, if I can remember. But Terra, man, what a drive on the last lap. So unfortunate for that penalty. That could have been spectacular.
Yeah, it's
Brilliant
such a
drive
shame.
by the two of them. As let's complete the roster here. Sorry, we forgot about the rest of the grid with that spectacular racing on the last lap. We have Futuristic P4, P5 we have Hammer, Grosjean, P6, 60XP, P7, No Threats, P8, Giannis Correa's P9, Bowman P10. Oh, Ocean Jim is not going to be happy about that with P11. Bowman's in his position at P10, but he'll come back next race, I'm sure about that. With Kebab P12 coming around the last corner, and Flashover will be probably P13,
I think
unless
Kebab.
there's massive
I think
penalties.
Kebab going for the race lap record, a 30.6 in Tier 4, and Tier 4
and he takes it, 130.771, fastest lap for Kebab on the last lap.
Yep.
That would be heartbreaking for JQR, as that one penalty would be 1 point will be crucial towards the championship standings at the moment. But man, what a spectacular ending on the last lap. It wasn't a very close race in the whole pack, but the front runners surely gave us some excitement. Let us know in chat, guys, who is your driver of the day. Let us know, please, we need help with this one. It can be any of 3 guys or 4 guys. We have JQR, we have Moto, we have definitely Terra, we have Grosjean right in there. Have I left someone out?
I don't believe you have, if I'm not mistaken.
Hammer also drove a brilliant race with some good pace. Yeah, I mean, wow. If I should scale it down, I would say it's between 2 guys, probably Terra and JQR. But wow, I don't know. Let us know in chat, guys. Come on, we need some support. Vote for your driver of the day, please.
Yeah.
So that is your end standings. Once again, through the grid, everybody. All right, Bailey, it's time for some interviews.
Yeah. Let's try and find someone. There's some people in Beam Me Up in that chat call, so I don't know whether we should drag some people from there.
I definitely want Terra in here. I want Motocrosser. I want JQR.
Yeah. We want them all. We want them all in here.
Bailey,
right.
who would you vote for your driver of the day? Doesn't look like the crowd in chat wants to help us today. We're gonna have to go on our own instinct. My vote will go to, I mean, it's just fair enough. JQR did a splendid job.
I'm gonna give mine to Terra. I think he did really well, especially in the second half of the race. He wanted to. If it wasn't for that penalty, I think it would have been an amazing side-by-side move for P2. But yeah, I think.
All right.
That's
what do you guys in chat say? Let us know. We have a split decision. I don't have an issue giving it to Terra, to be honest. He drove a spectacular race.
JQR's mic is broken, so we won't be able to get him into an interview, unfortunately. We have Terra Incognita in the Beam Me Up chat if you want to drag him in for an interview.
Sure thing.
So we'll yoink him in. Terra, you did a really good job there in the second half. Very unfortunate about that penalty, though. Could have been P2 for you, just welcome us 3 RS.
Yeah, just a little bit of over eagerness, I think, in the right left. It's so punishing here, especially on the pad, like the change of direction corners. You've really got to get them absolutely right, otherwise either you run out miles wide or you get a warning. So I just pushed my luck a little bit too much, and I figured I'd try and overtake Motocrosser anyway, but he wasn't having any of it. It was really good fun that last lap.
Yeah, that was spectacular stuff, man. Jeez, I thought for a moment you're going to make it stick around that fast right-hander, going into the kind of a tip, I would say, and then you just kept on going for the outside. Bailey's like, what are you actually going for around the outside? I was like, oh, Terra, this is Terra, man. Terra at his best. But
yeah, I figured he wasn't going to give me the inside, so the outside it was or nothing, and I made him cover the inside into the long right-hander. And then I just sort of swung out wide because, like, if I tried to force the inside there, I think that would likely have been a crash, and I didn't want to crash. So around the outside was the thing to try and do. But yeah, he wasn't having any of it. It was really good defending.
Yeah, but much respect to Motocross as well. Brilliant drive from him as well, for allowing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And respect you so much on track, allowing you clean track position or space to maneuver around him. But he defended so damn well, man. Which brings you to our driver of the day.
Am I the driver of the day?
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you very
It
much.
was
I mean, I think
between you and JQR. I
What
felt for JQR a little bit, and
well,
Bailey said you.
JQR. Well,
Sorry.
JQR had a plan and he executed it quite brilliantly. It was really well done.
Yeah,
He did
JQR
those
a
very fast laps
great
with the
job.
undercut.
He did a splendid job. On P, I think it was lap 11, he went for the undercut and he came out 2 seconds ahead of Motocrosser. And it was on that time we already knew that you're making a mistake by staying out another lap. And
Well, I
luckily
figured that. Yeah, I
it
mean,
stood in the DRS of Motocrosser.
it probably was a mistake, but I think I had 2 laps fresher tires, and I figured that
Oh,
would
right,
count
yeah.
for a little bit, but it didn't account for anything. As it turns out, he was too fast. Like Dragon had much more pace than I did. So rather than catching him, we saw him drive off into the distance. There was nothing really we could do. So yeah, at that point it was me and Motocrosser, and we were fighting it out at the end. So
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it was a really good race overall. Like I really enjoyed it. I'm really pleased that I managed to keep it consistent enough to be at the front in tier 3. That was that's really encouraging.
Yeah, but brilliant stuff by you, Terra. It's good to see you back on track, man. Talent we have missed for the last couple of months, and we hope you get back home very soon on your wheel and give us
Thank
more
you,
of
man.
that
I'd like
spectacular
to
racing.
I'd like to give a shout out to the guys in chat as well, Triton and Milosh, who were cheering me on there. So thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
The 2S boys were full behind you. All right, so that's our drive of the day. Brilliantly done, and well deserved, man. You're looking forward to next week.
All right.
Where are we going? Oh, it's Austria, my favorite track on the calendar.
Yeah, Austria will be fun, won't it? It's another DRS fest, but it should still be fun.
Yeah. Well, we hope to see you there. And any news on when you will be back home?
It'll be a while, I think.
Man.
Like basically my situation is that the where I am here at the moment is just fine. I'm able to work and everything else.
Oh, that's good news.
So
in your SLR shirt as well.
In my SLR shirt, I need to post a picture, don't I? I'll do that at some point.
I've got mine on right now.
Ooh,
Hey,
no wonder
fantastic.
Bailey's on fire today.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys, for the commentary. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
thank you.
Be fun to watch that.
We're looking forward to see you next week in the same forum.
All right. See you later.
Cheers, man.
Yeah, bye.
All right, Bailey. I think we need to get a Futuristic and Hammer in. Yeah, they were running together the whole race.
So we'll get them in together.
Yeah.
So, I thought you meant
Good
sentence there.
evening, ladies.
Yeah.
Good evening, gentlemen. You are live on stream in the interview channel. First of all,
Hello.
Hammer, where did you find the pace that you had today, man? Wow. From quality to race, I mean, you were up there, right up there with Futuristic, and we all know Futuristic is quite a fast guy. And you've been hanging in there the whole race through.
Yeah, but I was literally hanging in there. I had practiced this track and I compared the times a bit, so I knew I had a good chance of finishing well. My strategy was actually to follow Ocean Chief because he won in 2S, and like if I follow him, I'll end well. But I actually passed him on the start already, and then I was behind Futuristic, and then he pulled for 6 laps, and then I pulled for 6 laps, and then he pulled the rest of the race. Because once we did the pit stop to hards, he was better on the hard. So I really had to use all my fuel and all my ERS to just stay within DRS. And I was really happy just to follow him around to P5.
Yeah, the hard tire seems to be a favorite between the drivers. It's looks like the tires are working very well on France. So I mean, even I saw a Chief going for another set of hards with his second pit stop. I was like, okay, why didn't you go for mediums? And then I remembered on Tuesday he actually he won the race on the set of hard tires with a one stopper. So seems like he's liking the hard tires as well.
Yeah, I think it's a medium only lasts for like 11 or 12 laps.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have to pit before, then it usually makes no sense to choose the mediums because you're gonna die at the end.
Correct.
And I want to say, I also want to thank Futuristic for letting me in his slipstream the whole race.
Well, it's his time to speak now. So Bailey.
Yeah.
Yeah, Futuristic. So you obviously had that battle with me with the whole race, and did you ever really come to the pressure? Obviously, you were mostly in front of him, and I think there was a couple of laps where you were behind, but did you ever feel like there was too much pressure on you?
Nah, not really. I'm just happy to finish, to be honest. I mean, with only one time penalty for both of us, it's pretty impressive, especially on France with this turn 1 and turn 3. And yeah, it wasn't that much of a pressure from him, but I had us the 6-10s on every major threat opportunity. Even with the DRS, he wasn't close enough because of the dirty air out of turn 7, I think.
Yeah.
And then he decided to pull for six more laps, and then I took over just before the pit stops, and then it was just like we were like singing country songs, you name it, had the best time ever. But yeah,
All right. It's a way to
It
get
was
through the race, I guess.
yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, no, good show being put up with two of you guys. I think you passed each other like twice. But
Yeah.
good clean racing once again. But Hammerman, what pace? I just hope you bring that same pace to Austria next week. Are you guys looking forward to it?
It's one of my favorite tracks. So I'm not particularly fast at it, but I liked the layout. So I'm hoping I'm doing well again, and I hope for another top 5 finish.
Yeah, let's see what you can do next week. Put those laps in, put those hours in, and keep the pedal to the metal.
Thank you, man.
All right, let's get some old people in here. We'll speak to you guys next week in Austria. Hopefully, when you take your first win hammer and complete the podium. And Futuristic will obviously be on the podium, like I know him with his pace.
Come on, guys. We want you
Yeah,
both
I'm
on the
gonna-
podium next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Hammer do the hard work
The
next
pulling.
week.
I'll do the pulling.
Yeah, he did the pulling, and I will just stick behind.
All right. Well,
Okay.
see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Yeah, see ya.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right.
We should Ocean,
Get
Kebab.
Team Red Bull in here. Yeah. Team Red
So
Bull.
both Ocean and Kebab.
Yeah.
So the Red Bull crew.
The Team Red Bull. What happened there, Chief? We saw your engine smoking on the warm-up lap. What happened there? Was there any issues there with what's the crew chief's name again from Red Bull? Christian Horner. Was there anything going on? Did he tell you which mode to go into?
I don't know, man. I'm cursed in SLR Tier 3. That's what it is. Like every race, I'm like, I have pace set. I'm like, something happens. Like,
This is
I
where
don't
the
know.
true pace is.
Did you see what happened there?
No, that's why you're here. You're gonna tell us what happened.
Well, yeah. I mean, if anyone wants to see it for themselves, it's on my stream. But the first lap, Darrow, we got a VSC after the turn 2. I don't know what happened, but there's a VSC, and then next thing, under the VSC, Darrow flies past me, and I'm like, oh, okay, what's going on here? Then the VSC goes in, and I'm on the the long straight, get to the apex of the chicane, and Darrow just parks the car. Like I'm saying Darrow parks the car, but it must have been something to do with desync or
It's
AI
screen
or
freezes.
something.
We spotted it on stream. Yeah, you lost like 6 positions on one moment.
Yeah, so he literally parked it on the apex, and I just went into the back of him, front wing damage, and then the rest was pretty much history. So I had to switch to like a 2-stop strategy. I went medium hard from that point because I was on mediums, went on to another pair of mediums, and got a front wing change, and I was on hards, and then I was behind Kebab, just trying to catch him, but he had super pace today, so fair play to him.
Thanks. Yeah, got caught up in the same thing as Chief essentially. Car parked on the apex in the second chicane after this back straight, and then orange wing damage. I tried to stay out for a few more laps to try and go onto the hards for a 1-stop, but I was losing so much time with the orange wing damage. I just thought I had to come in sooner rather than later.
All right. Yeah, it was a kind of a little bit unfortunate for you guys with the incident with Doro. During the race, we definitely saw that his car was either screen freezed or I don't know if it was desynced or something. Yeah, you can see it on stream. You will. I'm not sure which lap it was, but he got a screen. No. Except for lap 1, there was like further into the race as well, where he was involved with an alpha, if I can remember. He was just his car came to like a stop and then disappeared and just reappeared like 6 positions back in a pack. Yeah, you'll see it on stream. I don't know. We'll have to check up on his connection or what went wrong there, but he definitely caused some guys like you guys some good points today. Unfortunately, but we have Austria next week. Are you ready?
Hey.
It's
The best.
It's the Red Bull Ring. It's the home of the Red Bulls.
You got
Yeah,
it. You
lo-
got it too well, darling.
Love the track. Love the track. It's Mossy should be back for this one. He's had some technical issues. Had to sit out the last 2 races, so I think Mossy Gaming will be back, and hopefully he can do better than I did today. Because
Alright.
Red Bull at the minute, we thought we'd be a strong kind of team together, and it's turned out not to be the case.
Alright.
Even though I love France and I do have a bit of pace here, it just didn't work out. So it is what it is, as they say.
So yeah, France is one of my better tracks, and but I don't actually like the track, because every time I race it, I have incidents, like today, like yesterday, the day before, and things. But Australia is one of those tracks where I like it, but I'm not very good at it. So I'm wondering what's going to happen, whether or not I'll finally it'll all switch around.
Okay, you do realize that Chief just fired you from the team live on chat?
It's alright, we're teammates in another league, so it's all good.
You can't fire me from a position I haven't got yet.
Good thinking. Good thinking. He's just a test driver. Let's leave it there.
Wimpy is the tier 3 manager. You should hire him just so you can fire him.
Oh, okay. Well, hopefully we'll get a tier 3 new streamer next week, so some certain people can make the debut somewhere on the track.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Let's see. Anyway, we have one more guy to pull in. Let's get him in, yeah.
Yeah, I think you will.
Mr. Flesh Thrower, shall I say, not fish. Flesh. How was your experience in tier 3 today?
Same old. Taking out turn 1, lap 1, and then fighting to get back.
Yeah, we saw
I
you
love being
getting
back
some bad luck there in the beginning. I think we saw you spin somewhere. If I can remember.
Yeah, it was like a 4-car wide crash thing going on.
Yeah.
Unlucky, I guess, but I got a pretty good recovery.
But you're definitely getting better, man.
Yeah.
I can
I'm getting
definitely
there.
see improvement race by race.
Yeah, I had the pace today. I felt like I was catching the cars ahead of me. After the damage and I pitted and everything, me and my teammate double stacked and everything just went wrong. So I came out like almost a full lap behind the leaders. They were just like 20 seconds behind me or something. I actually managed to climb back up to P12, so it's not that bad, I guess.
You still
But
came back strongly.
yeah, I had the pace for sure, but
So
unlucky.
you've been on no assist for how long now? About a month, right? 2 months?
Since the start of the season.
Oh, okay. It's about 2 to 3 months.
2 months, yeah, something like that. The chief is telling me I get to blame having no assists for like half a year, so I got a few more months of blaming that.
That's not how it worked for me. I never heard that.
Yeah. Well, are you looking forward to next week, Austria, man? Nice track. It's got a nice flow to it. I love that track.
I hate it more than anything.
Oh,
Whoa.
what? It's 90% of F1 drivers, online drivers' favorite track.
Yeah, I'm one of the 10. I'm unique like that.
Okay. Well, so you're not looking forward to the track then, I guess.
Not at all, no.
Sorry. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of the tier 3 stream for France. Bailey, anything from your side?
No, I don't think all questions been answered from me.
Anything from Mr. SLR?
Oh, sorry, I was.
That's you, Keith.
There. I was just
Somebody's like that, you chief.
I just saw a big alpha just heading towards me, desynced alpha. Just replaying over and over again in my head.
I'll have a look
What was the
up.
question again, sir?
I was asking if there's anything from your side before we close this stream.
No, I mean, obviously, Wimpy. I don't know. I'm sure you talked about it on stream. You're going to be moving to tier 3, so you're going to be joining us in the pit of doom. So looking forward to that. So yeah, it'll be a new commentator. It'll be weird not having you doing the commentary for tier 3, but I'm sure we'll find another tier for you to grace your vocal cords upon.
We'll see about that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think Wimpy, you're definitely you've actually, I'll say this on live on air. You're one of my more favored commentators. Should I put it that way?
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Well, let's see what the chat says. Are you guys agreeing with Chief? He says I'm one of the worst commentators on stream. Jake, you are saying, wait, what? 1P tier 3? Yes, sir. I will be coming.
Let's go.
I will be coming. It's not about being funny or anything, but to be honest, like I told Chief before, I getting really busy at home and stuff with running my business and everything, and I really don't have the time to put in those extra hours to stay right up there with the tier 2 boys. It's very, very competitive up in tier 2. I mean, it's like 2 or 3 tens on the grid between P1 and P10 or 11, so close it is. And I mean, you need to put in a lot of hours and laps to stay up with that pace of those guys. So much respect to them, and I really don't have the time to put in those extra laps and time anymore. So I'm just going into a more relaxed, how can I say, more relaxed time into this thing, and take it easier and grow again till I find the time to improve. But yeah, it's a kind of a sad moment to leave tier 2. I've been there for a while. I'll definitely miss some guys I've been racing with, but I'll still be around. I'll still grab an opportunity if I do get an opportunity to race tier 2.
Yeah, no more infamous PT mobiles.
Unfortunately, that's the biggest thing I'm gonna be missing. Me and Timo.
Well, here, let's not end on a bad note. Let's say, let's end on a high. You're going to do a tier 2 race tomorrow, aren't you? That's going to be your last one.
Yes.
There we go.
We'll make it the best one.
And unfortunately, it's going to be in France, where it's one of my worst tracks. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, everybody, Mr. SLR, thank you, Bailey. It's been a pleasure doing comms with you tonight. I really enjoyed it. I think it was the first time for me and you
Same to
together,
you.
and yeah, it's gone really good. And yeah, tomorrow night, obviously, the same old schedule every week. Friday night tier 2, Saturday it's tier 1 SLR at 6:15 CEST, and Sunday 2 SRL at 6 tier 2 and at tier 1 at 8 p.m. So that brings us to the end of the stream. Until then, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.